What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here with
Gershs 1.
the J Balvin and Bad Bunny of 40K.
Basically,
Who's who? I mean,
one's older and one
is younger.
Yeah. And this is for the greater.
Yeah. Or do we gotta like rap sing it?
I don't really know their catchphrases. I wish that I did. Like, is it like ese coro? No, that's like
No.
That's somebody else.
It's right? Like Osuna. No, that's somebody else.
Yeah, that's somebody else. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewers. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. And if you guys can answer our question of which one is J Balvin and which one is, what'd you say, Bad Bunny? Please comment down below.
Isn't like one on the Playboy cover and one's got like a deal with McDonald's?
Yeah, surprisingly, I would assume that the McDonald one probably made more money. Because who buys anything Playboy nowadays?
Right.
Anyways, this is a question that comes from Big Mech Bolt Wrench. Has there ever been an Eldar worshipping Chaos, or even a Chaos Eldar, like a Chaos Orc? P.S. Not talking about the Dark Eldar. Yes, good point. Because that is kind of like the go-to thought for newcomers, where it's like you have Space Marines, you have Chaos Space Marines, you have Imperial Guard, and then you have the Cultists. So you must have Eldar, Craftworld Eldar, and then Dark Eldar. But no, Dark Eldar do not worship Chaos at all. They actually don't even use psychic powers, because if they do, She Who Thirsts will come in and suck them up.
And so they don't want that suck.
They don't like that kind of stuff. They like to suck on others. That is actually how they rejuvenate. They suck the pain and misery and fear, basically like the whole Pizzagate thing that they were talking about, but worse, because it's like they turn people into furniture.
Yeah.
But we're not answering your question. So no, there has never been Eldar worshipping Chaos.
Yeah, even like the Exodites, which are like the Eldar that have long gone away from like the quote-unquote true Eldar path, they don't even worship. They're like, you know what, let's get attuned with nature. You see that Stegosaurus, let's ride it, domesticate it.
Domesticate it. And now let's complicate things a little bit by saying that, yes, Eldar have always worshipped Chaos, because technically the Kala Menchikane, Isha, all of those are entities that were created within the warp. They are considered minor Chaos gods, I guess, or Immaterium-based
gods, beings, creatures.
So they worship them, and then they help them in return through embodiments of like
the Soul Stone, the Infinity Circuit, just prayers, making a freaking statue come to life and burn away the enemies.
Yep. And then obviously they didn't like openly worship Slaanesh, but the way that they were acting manifested Slaanesh. So I guess you could argue that is worshiping, because the plague also helps Nurgle. So people who are sick right now during COVID are giving energy to Nurgle. So yeah. It's complicated, but not really. Because it's fictional worlds.
Because it's fictional.
Next question.
This one's by CP. How do the Raven Guard remain in stealth while in the shadow as they move around in their heavy power armor and their technical dreadnought gear? I don't believe that they're able to keep silent and quiet while making very little noise when they're wearing this loud armor.
It's loud.
Loudy.
It's
fictional. I mean, there's no way to put it. When you have like a 10-foot tall super soldier that's already big and clunky wearing power armor, which is just more bigness and clunkiness, like, you're not gonna notice him standing there in the corner.
Yeah. It's just supposed to be like ambiance, but also like with the Raven Guard, they have this weird thing where genetically, I think their gene seed makes them sneaky.
Because they got the beakies.
I don't remember the full details, but if you check out our footy facts and genetic flaws, I think I talk about it. But it is one of those situations where it's like, you guys have probably done this, where like you guys are at your house and you walk up to like a family member or your roommate, and then they like get spooked, and you weren't trying to sneak around. You were like, you think you were making noise, or you some people just are distracted.
Yeah.
So I think the Raven Guard are more of like the David Blaine's of 40K.
They're the butler in Big Daddy. Is it
yeah.
Big Daddy?
Yep.
Yeah, because he's very sneaky.
Oh wait, no, that's Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds, there it is.
Yeah, basically, yep. So like they'll distract you with another thing, and then all of a sudden you turn around and you're like, oh shit, he's here. So that kind of situation kind of plays out too.
Or maybe it's just that they're so intimidating. You're just like, yeah, I don't see you over there. You're like sweating bullets. Cue the Key and P.O. meme when he's just like sweating. But Corvax.
Corvus Corax?
Yeah. The Primarch of the freaking Raven Guard. He himself has a psychic ability that makes him go invisible.
Yep.
So there's that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
When you listen to enough My Chemical Romance, I mean, the despair, the guy liner makes you invisible. I would know. I've been there. Done that.
You wore guy liner?
Did I? Maybe I was just so silent and sneaky that the guy liner just like masked it. So I had it, but you didn't know. So what was the purpose of even having it in the first place?
Maybe. Well, I mean, yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it was the whole, like, you were saying, like, trying to distract you with one thing and to, like, make you lose focus. So my screaming cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. You're like, oh, shit. Does he have guy liner on?
I never saw him put it on because I was distracted by the screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Good question.
Did we answer that? Probably not, but that's all misdirection.
And that's really what you guys come here to listen to, just to see how wrong we are about things, right?
I mean, this ambiance in the background while you paint, right?
Yeah.
Were we even here in the beginning?
We're just trying to get our reggaeton deal.
Yeah, sell those Big Mac meals with it's just Big Mac fries and like a
McFlurry.
McFlurry, yeah.
An Oreo McFlurry, which I think is better than what
Cactus Jack was.
Yeah, because that one was not made with love. You could tell that the employees were like, "Screw this! Like we have to make this special."
Yeah.
And now it's just a Big Mac. I tried to order it the other day, but the same thing happened where I was like, "Can I have the J Balvin meal? But instead of a McFlurry, just give me a large Coke and throw an extra sauce on my Big Mac." And then at that point, it's just like, "Well, just order a number one."
Yeah, right.
Come on, man. But whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Next question comes from Adeptus Astartes. Do the Highlords of Terra have any authority over the custodians, or can the custodes just tell them to shut the up?
Yeah.
I mean, they attacked
the Brazen Drake's Primaris Space Marine chapter. If that's not an FU to Belisarius call and just the system in general, like...
I feel like that's how it should be. I think, like, to be honest, if there was... in all type of organizations, if there was like a supreme if there was a supreme unit or a supreme group that could bypass all the other ones, I think there is a huge benefit, and I think that's what the Adeptus Custodes are. Like, it doesn't matter what the Highlords of Terra are doing. It doesn't matter what an Inquisitor, what the Space Marines are doing. At the end of the day, if an Adeptus Custodes sees that there is a threat to the Emperor, he's going to do anything to get rid of it. And I think that's kind of what it should be. Kind of like the Inquisition, where like if the Inquisition shows up at a planet and they see heresy, they have the authority to just like...
Even if they don't see heresy, they have the authority to just...
Yeah, I mean, that ends up being corrupted and stuff, but like the whole point of the Custodes is that they have the genetic... they have the gene seed of the Emperor, so they're holy beyond holy.
Right. They speak to him, they talk to him. They are essentially the Emperor's right arm.
Basically.
So what they say is like the Emperor saying it.
Exactly, yeah. And Kitten.
Especially Kitten.
This question comes from Timothy Armstrong. What were orcs like one day wear intelligence and have their own kingdom? What were the orcs like when they were intelligent and had their own kingdom?
Back in Krork days?
They were just like the Bad Moon. No. The Blood Axe clan. So check out our 40 facts on the Storm Boys, and that kind of explains how, like, the unit of Storm Boys, they're very militarized. They're very, like, they care about tactics. They like to drill. They like to be very organized, and other orcs see that as, like, not orky, and they look down upon them, and they kind of laugh at them for like organizing assaults and all that kind of stuff. That's basically what it was on a big scale. And then the big party happened, and
Yeah, big party's just like a quinceañera.
basically quinceañera for the warlord.
Yeah. Hammond asks, "What is daca?" That's what I pictured your voice sounding like. Daca is just what it sounds like. The noise that your weapons make when you fire them. Daca, 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 daca. And the orcs like that noise, so you want to get more daca and more and more until your gargant is not a gargant anymore. It's just a conglomeration of guns upon guns.
Yeah, and it looks cool.
It is. Because tape and imagination is all an orc needs.
That like that whole concept has always been like a word in 40K to like an American. It sounds kind of weird because like I've never heard until I started reading 40K like the concept of daca. Like more daca, I think is just something that people in the UK said. Like that's just part of their thing. So there is certain words that like seem normal to them, but to us it's just kind of like, no, that's fantasy world. If that makes sense. I don't know. Oh, like getting stuck in. Mm-hmm. That is something else that you guys say. Like slang, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Like there's slang that Americans don't really use. Until I started reading 40K, I'd never heard anybody saying like, ooh, let's get stuck in. It just doesn't happen here.
Yeah, because when you are stuck in, it's too late to say it.
Yeah. This question, or do you have one?
Yeah, this one's by Soma Bilvin. What do imperial citizens eat on wealthy worlds? Like, what does good cuisine look like in the 41st millennium? And no, I'm not talking about filthy rations. So I think the best cuisine for 40K people is kid cuisine.
I knew you were going to say that.
As soon as I saw it,
Yeah.
that's the only thing that came to mind. Penguin and a conglomeration of mush that looks like food.
Yeah, microwave food is disgusting. Mm-hmm. Well, except Hot Pockets.
Those are just hot. Speaking of Hot Pockets, my mouth is still healing from when I ate a Hot Pocket like 2 days ago.
What was the question?
Oh, what's the best cuisine like on a wealthy planet that anybody can buy?
Oh, so it's going to be some form of amasec. So that's basically just whiskey. And then it probably wouldn't be grox. Check out our 40 facts on the food and drink of 40K. We go over it. But because the most common type of meat is grox meat. Grox is an actual like lizard cattle looking thing.
Essentially, think cows, pretty much.
Yeah, that can kill you.
Anything can kill you in 40K.
Yeah. So it would be something. I think it's like unique to that pleasure world, I guess.
Yeah, because depending on which world you're on, the ecosystem and the flora and fauna is different, so you'll have different foods.
Yeah, and that's what's going to make it special. Mm-hmm. Kind of like if we lived in the East Coast, we would be able to get good crab legs, but we can't because we live in the Midwest. I mean, we could, I guess, but...
I mean, if you got that kind of money, fly over there, get it, fly back, then you could eat it.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're not all Post Malone, unfortunately.
Right, and it's the same thing with like a pleasure world. Like a pleasure world, they're gonna give you something fresh out the whatever.
The wazoo.
Yeah. Yeah. The LOL says, Gersh, your hair's starting to look like Vegeta. Keep it up, guys. I love you. No homo.
Not even a little bit?
Not even a little bit. That's I'm guessing that's a compliment, but I'm not gonna take it as a compliment. I'm losing my hair.
So it goes Super Saiyan.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
You should frost your tips again.
Yeah. And that's when I go Super Saiyan. Does Vegeta keep his like big ass? What are these things called? Where like they go to the...
Oh yeah, he keeps them.
Even when he's like Super Saiyan 3?
Mm-hmm. Oh, he never went Super Saiyan 3.
He just skipped
canonically.
Oh.
Yeah. He went from 2 straight to 4 or straight to God, whatever you want to.
In Budokai, can you get him to...
Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of like what ifs and whatnot.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I think Budokai 3 or 4 you can. Or maybe it's a mod. I don't know.
That was a really fun game.
It was.
Next question.
This one's by Din Tran. What order do you think the Codices will be released for each race in 9th edition? Well, I think they confirmed that after the Necron and Space Marine one, which should be coming out this Saturday, it's going to be the Death Guard, the Blood Angels, the Space Wolves, the Death Watch, but we don't know in what order.
Yeah, but you said it was going to be 2 a month, right? After
I
this
believe
4?
So. Unless they do this 4 all in one.
Hopefully. I don't know why they wouldn't. Like, you're just making... Well, I mean, I guess because then people get excited and they're like, ooh, I want to buy this army. And yeah.
Yeah, releasing 4 in the month of November is key because, I mean, you got Christmas, Black Friday.
Yeah. Even though Black Friday is like tomorrow.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I don't know. It's... no matter what, I feel like the way they release Codices always sucks for whoever's last because you have to wait so much longer for your army to get those buffs and benefits that all the other armies already have. Because I know when we were waiting for the 8th edition Orc Codex, like the Orcs were still pretty good, but it's just like, oh, when am I going to get them? And they were teasing units and teasing rules, and there was the whole gas school was going to be coming out soon. But yeah.
Yeah, Gatskull is pretty strong from what I've heard. It just sucks that you can't buy them individually. You have to buy the whole box set. And I don't want the Space Wolves.
And he also comes with knobs, right?
Yeah, but nobody wants knobs.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that every orc player just has like boxes and boxes of knobs that they don't use. This next question comes from Lord Devilfish. What D&D monster would be cool addition to Warhammer or Warhammer 40K? I wouldn't mind having some beefed up Mind Flayer or a Beholder as an emerging Xeno Chaos Empire that is secretly puppeteering the other races in the galaxy. That actually already exists. I'm trying to remember what the name is. The Death Watch fought them, but it was basically a Mind Slayer. Damn, I wish I knew the name because we have a 40 facts video on it. I can't remember, but it's basically just like this black blob thing with tentacles and kind of like a flare, but like without the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say they're probably called Los Pitufos or something like that.
Yeah. What are they called in English?
Smurfs?
Yeah, that.
Pitufos. That's a fun word. I always liked the... What's that thing called?
The owl bear?
Yeah, but I don't see how that could be like an actual race. And like, well, it'll work because like Caliban, they ride those like massive lions.
Oh, that's true.
I guess they could have owl bears too.
What were you gonna say?
It's worms. There you go. Because they're like dragons, but not full outright dragons. And I think like if you can have giant salamanders that breathe fire, why not make them flying with no arms?
Yeah, I think if I wanted a sentient race, it would definitely have to be like
bugbears.
No, not bugbears. What are they're like they come from dragons.
Oh, kobolds.
Kobolds, yeah, because it would be like intelligent Gretchen. Well,
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
because they are very Gretchen-like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Would they be on like native to like the? I always forget what it's called. Nocturne.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Vulcans?
The salamander? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Next question. I have one from Hippie Hurdler.
I just read that. Yeah.
Gersh, you seem absolutely exhausted. Take care of yourself and keep on keeping on, dude. We see the bags under your eyes. You must be new to the channel. I've actually improved. I used to yawn all the time.
Yeah. Actually, you did yawn this video.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is because we film these on Sundays, and Fridays and Saturdays are for... Quinceañeras, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's kind of creepy when you say it out loud.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just hanging out at quinceañeras. 3 more years. Next question.
Justin Casey. I thought his name was going to be like Just in Case. Almost. Do the Catans hate or even war with each other in similar ways to that of the Chaos Gods? What kind of interactions do they have with each other otherwise? None right now, because currently they're all dispersed and fractured into shards of their former selves. And these shards are pretty much like crazy because they're trying to get back to who they were and they're trying to remember things. So an uncharted Catan was like a god of epic proportions, able to eat and devour stars. Back during the War in Heaven, they were pretty much cool with one another until, was it the old ones or the Necrons? I think it was the Necrons that like started turning them on themselves, and they began eating themselves and going crazy, and that's basically how the Catan fell, with infighting. So yeah, they were cool, and then not cool, ate themselves, and now they're Pokemon to the Necrons.
Basically. Yeah. Even the Void Dragon.
Even the Void Dragon, which we hoped was an uncharted Catan under the Red Martian sands, but it turns out that that's just a vastly huge shard. That's why he's so powerful. But the Codex comes out in a few days, so we'll finally get all that juicy lore, hopefully.
Yeah, is there any type of like narrative battle too, or is it just the Pariah Nexus?
I think it's just the Nexus, yeah.
Damn. Because I would like to like read more of what it does and like how they even got it. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's in the Codex. If it's not, I'm gonna be pissed.
I have a feeling it's not. I really want it to be.
Yeah. But those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, this has been J Balvin or Bad Bunny.
And J Balvin or Bad Bunny.
Signing out. Afuera.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.